Darius Slayton, you are once again a New York Football Giant. Joe Schoen, he signed Paris Campbell earlier this morning, but didn't wait to bring back the speedster and the deep threat, Darius Slayton. Reports are coming in right now as we are reacting to this live. It is a 2-year deal for Darius Slayton to return to the New York Football Giants. Hopefully we get some more contract details and money details as this video goes on, but Darius Slayton is back with the New York Giants. We'll break this down. We'll break down everything that has happened for Big Blue so far this offseason. But first, guys, this is why you subscribe. When the Giants make a move, we make a video. We made a video when they signed Bobby Okereke. We made a video when they signed Raheem Nunez-Roches. We made a video when they traded for Darren Waller. We made a video when they signed Paris Campbell. We made a video when they signed Jihad Ward. And if they make any more moves, we're going to make a video. Subscribe and help us get to 26,000 subs on the channel today. Sub for Giants Dubs. Slayton is back. And this is somewhat, I would say, of an interesting development because there was rumors coming out this morning prior to the Paris Campbell contract that came to an agreement between the Giants and Campbell that the Atlanta Falcons were a team that was heavily interested in Darius Slayton. And even some insiders that cover the Falcons said that the Falcons had an inside track and were the favorite to re-sign Slayton. And Joe Schoen, said, hold my beer. I'm bringing number 86 back to the New York Football Giants. And I am glad. Slayton's a good wide receiver, no doubt about it. He has some drop issues. We cannot ignore the elephant in the room. 7 drops this year, 6 drops last year, 6 drops in 2020. But what I look at is the yards per catch. 15.7 in 2022. 13, his career low in 2021. 15 in 2020 and 15.4. His rookie year was exceptional. After that, I thought he was going to be a Giant for a very, very, very long time. 48 receptions, 740 yards, 8 touchdowns, just 2 drops in his rookie season. Then you see him kind of do the same thing in 2020. Not as many touchdowns, but just as many yards per catch, catches and receiving yards. 2021, he really took a step back in the Jason Garrett offense. He didn't fit what Garrett wanted him to do. Garrett runs a whole bunch of stop routes while he once again emerged to being a good receiver with the Giants when Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka took over that offense. You see a guy that can stretch the field. He can run those deep over routes. You get the ball to him in space, he can make some work. Go back to that Houston Texans game this year. He got a drag route on the left side of the field. Daniel Jones made some people miss in the pocket, throws it off his back foot, and Slayton caught it and just went to the house, threw up the peace sign, and he outran everybody. So now when you look at this wide receiver depth chart, you've got some actual NFL bodies here, and that's something the Giants did not have last year. Isaiah Hodgins is your wide receiver 1 after what he did in the limited sample size when he became a Giant. Was great in the playoffs against the Vikings and closed the season really strong. Sterling Shepard is your veteran presence. He's back on a 1-year deal, veteran minimum. Not expecting him to give you a lot this year. I'm worried about the body, the player, and how many games he will play. But if he gives you anything, that is exceptional. That's gravy right there. You can't expect much. Then Wan'Dale Robinson, slot receiver, coming off a torn ACL, really started to heat up before he got hurt. 100 yards in the game that he did get hurt. Then you signed Paris Campbell this morning. Then you bring back Slayton. Slayton, Campbell, and Robinson are absolute burners, as well as Jeff Smith, who you signed last night. So 3 free agent wide receivers you've signed, and I don't think the Giants are going to be a team that doesn't address wide receiver in the draft. I think they will once again do that and try to get more weapons around Daniel Jones. And I didn't even mention the biggest acquisition of them all, Darren Waller. Sure, he's a tight end, but he's a wide receiver. He's a pass catcher, and he is a weapon. Let me know, what is your one-word reaction to the Giants re-signing Darius Slayton? Sound off for me in the comments section. You guys are always creative. You always make me laugh, and I feel like this one might be pretty funny. Give me your one-word reaction to Darius Slayton re-signing and becoming a Giant once again. My one word is chemistry, and that is clearly something that Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton have. Not only chemistry on the football field, but as well as off the football field. They are clearly friends. They are clearly, if you just want to update that logo behind Campbell, we could definitely use that. I like that. My one word is chemistry. He has chemistry. Go back to the rookie year with Darius Slayton when he had 8 touchdowns. You see that Jones trusts him. Go back to that Jacksonville Jaguars game when he threw that touchdown up the right sideline to Darius Slayton. It was one-on-one coverage. Slayton had a step. Jones delivered a perfect ball, touchdown, Giants. Go back to the I believe it was the Vikings game. Slayton also ran, I believe it was a playoff game. Could be wrong. He also ran a deep go route on the right side. Jones gave him a 50-50 ball. Slayton didn't come down with it, but Jones trusted him. Obviously, I am worried about the drops. I personally like my receivers able to catch the football. But the chemistry here, the continuity here, and just the ability that Darius Slayton possesses is something that is going to help this football team for a very, very long time. So the 2 receivers you signed today include Paris Campbell as well as Darius Slayton. And that is an infusion of speed into this lineup. Darius Slayton, we know he's a burner. Paris Campbell, you might not know enough, but he ran a 4.3 140 in the 2019 NFL Draft Combine. I'm not going to harp on the 9.9 yards per catch for Paris Campbell because I believe that stat is a product of the system. When you're playing receiver for Matt Ryan and Nick Foles and Sam Ehlinger, and they have you predominantly playing in the slot, your yards per catch are going to be lower. Whereas when he was at Ohio State, he was a burner, and I believe on the Giants, he's going to play outside. That's 19, 20-plus yard catches between the 2 guys. I am excited about this new wide receiver core, and we'll talk more and more about the receiving core coming up in a second. But first, I got to give a huge shout-out to our proud sponsor of today's Giants Now free agency special, and that is Athletic Greens. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link's in the comments and description of today's show. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health, which is something that I need. I start the day with making one great choice, AG1, and more healthy decisions then follow. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. I also love that it costs less than $3 a day. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That is athleticgreens.com/chatsports. It promotes gut health. It supports immunity and it boosts energy. I love it. You're going to love it. Get started with them today. Link is right here. It's also clickable in the comments and description of today's show. Some thoughts that I have about Darius Slayton, which is wild, is that Darius Slayton is the first day 3 draft pick to re-sign with the Giants. Listen to this, Seeps. Darius Slayton is the first day 3 pick for the Giants to re-sign since 2007. The Giants have not re-signed a day 3 draft pick to their team since 2007. Seeps was like 8 years old when that happened. Technically, there was no day 3 back then either. That comes from Bobby Skinner of Talking Giants. He does an awesome job. You could check them out on YouTube and Twitter. Bobby is one of the best of the best. Some interesting stuff. I'm looking on Twitter right now, seeing if there's any contract figures. It looks like it's going to be a 2-year deal for Saquon Barkley. I'm not seeing any actual hard figures on what that cap will be. If we get them while we're doing this video, I will share that with you. Overall, I'm glad Slayton is back, but I'm glad Slayton is not back as one of your number 1 wide receivers. I believe he's going to come in probably a 2-year deal. 2 years, $7 million. 2 years, $7 million. 3.5 for Slayton, I think, is fair. But I think the biggest win here is that he doesn't have to be your go-to guy. You got Hodgins. You got Shepard. You got Robinson. You got Paris Campbell. You got Darren Waller. Then you got Darius Slayton. I can only imagine a lineup where you have Isaiah Hodgins, Paris Campbell, Darren Waller, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton on the field at the same damn time. At the same damn time. Let me know. What is your grade of the signing? Grade the signing of Darius Slayton down in the comment section. I want to hear from you. A, B, C, D, or F. We are live on the channel, so it'll be a VOD here in a little bit, video on demand on the channel as well. But we got some super chats talking about him, so I want to answer this. Wide receiver room from Colin is looking okay now. You think we'll do any more wide receiver moves through free agency or trading, or wait till the draft? I think the Giants are done making moves at the free agency spot for wide receivers. I don't think they'll make a trade. I think the draft is where they're going to look, Colin, to continue to update this spot. I think round 1, round 2, round 3, you're going to see the Giants take another top receiver. Bill, my man, a legend here on the channel, says, our guy Schoen does not miss. Joe Schoen cannot miss. You're 100% right. Says, so this is what it's like to have a competent front office. I'm here for it. This ain't the Dave Gettleman era, Bill. I'll tell you that much. This is not Dave Gettleman running the show for Big Blue anymore. I don't know how you're not in love with Joe Schoen as the general manager for the New York Giants. Still looking for some contract details on Slayton. Not getting it. I would assume it's 2 years, $7.5 million with probably 4 guaranteed. AC is back in the building. My man Marsh. I called it. Yes, you did, Brody. Happy for that. DJ has the most chemistry with Darius Slay. Glad to see the tag team back. He'll have a great second run. Love now? Julian Love. I don't have a good feeling about him being back. I don't think Julian Love's going to be back. I want him back, but I don't know if he will be. We know today that he was meeting with the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, him and Devin Bush, former linebacker. Julian Love does it all for the New York Giants, and he did it all in the stat sheet as well. You see what he did on the screen, but he also lined up at corner. He lined up at slot corner. He lined up at safety. He lined up in the box. He lined up on the line of scrimmage. We have seen in free agency that safeties at his talent pool are usually getting paid about $7 million per year. I don't know if the Giants want to commit $7 million to him when they know they're probably going to have to pay 15, 16, 17 for Xavier McKinney coming down the pipeline. He just drafted Dane Belton early in the 2022 NFL draft. I don't know if Julian Love's going to be back at this point. I don't think he will be. I do want to look at this real quick. This is wild here, Seep. The Giants' top wide receivers' ages. Darius Slayton, 26. Paris Campbell, 25. Isaiah Hodgins, 24. Wan'Dale Robinson, 22. Colin Johnson, 25. And Sterling Shepard, 30. You are a young, fast, and electric young wide receiver core. I'm excited about Big Blue. We told you about Paris Campbell. Also, the Giants have re-signed Jihad Ward. If you missed that video earlier in the day, you can go check it out. We broke that down in depth. Jihad Ward is once again a New York Giant. I'm happy about that. Now you got 2 good depth pieces in Jihad Ward and Rakeem Nunez-Roches behind the core 4 of Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Leonard Williams, and Azeez Ojulari. You also signed Jeff Smith in free agency last night. That's expected to be a 1-year veteran minimum deal. He's a good special teams player. He also ran a 4.3 40 when he was going through testing to get ready for the NFL draft. That's a guy that the Giants, I think that they got a little piece that might be a hit. Darren Waller, the biggest news of the offseason, though, for the New York Football Giants, traded to the Giants for pick 100 to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the pick you got for Tony. So think about it like this: you traded for Kadarius. You traded Kadarius Toney for Darren Waller and a 6th-round pick. The thing I also love about Waller is that after this season, worst comes to worst. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out for Darren Waller. Say he's hurt, which is could happen. Only played in, I believe, 20 games in the last 2 seasons. Don't quote me on that. Don't have stats in front of me. But you can move on and cut him for no dead cap. Bobby Okereke, the biggest move on the defensive side of the ball for Big Blue. He signed a 4-year deal worth $40 million for $22 million guaranteed. Joe Schoen is making moves. I can tell you this much. When the Giants make another move, we will break it down here on the channel. Another way you can hear about moves is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Let's go, Giants. Hats off to Joe Schoen. I'd honestly say if I had to grade him so far in the offseason, I'm giving him a B+ and A-. Joe Schoen has done a hell of a job. Hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.